Welcome back to episode 24 of the test run. Today we are joined by JumperWho, a new Lifesteal member who arguably has the most lethal upload schedule out of anyone I've ever seen. Welcome, Jumper.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired, but yeah, other than that, doing pretty well.
Yeah, we basically, last night we watched Spoke's, Wormhole.
Oh yeah, I heard that was really good.
Broke my heart.
I'm so excited to see it.
Some of the things, there were a lot of things in there that he didn't even tell me about. And this podcast comes out way later, I think 3 weeks down the, or 4 weeks down the line. And yeah, he kind of broke my heart last night.
Oh really?
I was listening, after I watched it, I think for an hour straight, I was just listening to sad music and just sulking in bed.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to see it.
It was really good though. There's just a lot of things that I didn't expect.
Yeah, apparently someone said it was a movie or something. Yeah. I don't know who said that, but
it was a movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so sick. I'm excited. Yeah.
How has your VidCon been so far?
It's been more eventful. Cause I went last year and it was very chill. This year it's been crazy, meeting Lifesteal members and then also just hanging out with everybody. I don't know. It's awesome meeting people. It's been so fun. How about you? Yeah,
honestly, I just remember stepping out of the car and just getting swarmed by because Woogie basically offed to everybody that we were pulling up and we were dude, we're not trying to get doxxed by everybody. And then 30 people ran out of the hotel.
No way.
Yeah. But besides that, it's been pretty chill. There haven't been that many crazy events. I thought I was going to go to a ton of the classroom panels, but I went to one yesterday and it was super boring.
Oh, really? Yeah, I remember my first memory of VidCon. I was pulling up the stairs with Vitality, and it was you and Vortex, and you kept mixing up your names. It was, oh my god. I couldn't figure out who it was, and then I heard the parrot voice, and I'm like, oh, okay, there we go. Yeah.
Did you originally think that Vortex was me?
Yes, I originally, when you said, hey, I'm Vortex, I genuinely thought it was, Vortex. And then I heard your voice a little bit more, and I recognized it, so.
Yeah. Have you been recognized at all? Because I feel your voice is so distinct.
Really? Yeah. No, I think, okay, I did get recognized, but it was by a friend. So when I was in the registration line, I was talking to Vitality, and someone right in front of us turned around and was like, "Are you Jumper?" Really? And I didn't recognize them. And I was like, yeah, how did you know it was me? And they didn't tell me who they were. Then I get a Discord DM from that person. They're like, you didn't recognize me. And because they were too scared to say hi. So that was the one time I got recognized. But
yeah. It's funny because I've gone up to so many creators and I've gotten pictures with them, but they just have no idea. I told them over Discord, I was like, yeah, I'll get a picture with you and we can hang out. So one example, there's this Bed Wars YouTuber named Fizzy.
Yeah.
And I saw him in line for the creator pass, and I was like, Fizzy, I'm a big fan, can I get a picture? And then he's been DMing me the past 2 days. He's like, when are we meeting up? And I'm like, oh, we already have.
No way.
So yeah.
Oh my god, that's actually crazy. Yeah. That's awesome.
Also, genuine question, where did your name come from?
Oh, okay. This is a short but kind of interesting story. So I started out playing Minecraft on my phone, Minecraft Pocket Edition, like one does, and I didn't want to buy a skin. I was 7 years old. I didn't have any money, so I wore a free skin. It was called Jumper ?
Okay.
And so when I switched over to Java, I was like, what can my name be? And I was like, well, my skin name is Jumper ? So I did Jumper, and I was like, what could the question mark be? I went through a list of every single question word, and then I said JumperWho out loud. And I'm like, that sounds pretty good. So yeah, that's where it came from.
And then you just never looked back?
Yeah, no, I think honestly for younger me, I did a pretty good job. I'm not sad about it. I like my name.
It's a really, what is it? It's a really memorable name.
Really?
That's how I would put it.
Okay.
It's JumperWho. I've never heard of a combination like that before. It's such an obscure combination, but it sounds cool, if that makes sense.
That's I mean, I like it. So I actually have never heard your origin of your name. How was that?
Yeah. So basically, I had this bird named Summer, and she's here, I can actually pull up a picture of her.
All right.
But basically there's tons of parrot. She looks like this.
That's a cute bird.
Thank you. Yeah. So basically she's a peach-faced lovebird, which means You can kind of see like the peach face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, how do I actually like make a name, right? And I was like, I was kind of like inspired by Dream at the time, you know? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I need a really simple name, something that's really memorable, but like I can't pull a Dream and just like name myself after a color or like brand myself around a color. I need to brand myself around something else. So I was like, I'll just brand myself around a bird. So I was like, all right, Parrot. But then the X2 came from the fact that there was me and Summer. Like there were two of us.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, because Summer would, as I like, she kind of like died a year and a half ago. Yeah, but for a while, like when I was recording, she would just like randomly start chirping in the middle of my recording. So like if you go back to my really, really old videos, you can like hear her chirping in the background.
Aww.
So yeah, that's how the X2 came from. And then like someone sniped it on Twitter. So now I have Parrot XP on Twitter, which is super random.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. So that's where the XP came from. You just decided on a P. Like,
yeah. Exactly. Because you know how like if it's XP, it looks like a little like tongue sticking out of the mouth.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like XD is like a smiley face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where it came from.
Okay. That's really interesting, actually. Yeah.
So like going back to day one of JumperWho, like what was going through your head when you posted your first video?
Well, I mean, I started with Twitch streaming. So my very first piece of content was I had to go live on Twitch. And then I started making like TikToks to promote it. Twitch did pretty well for me, and then I did the same thing every single day. I was just streaming Bed Wars every day. So then I kind of got in a group of content creators who were doing long form, and I'm like, maybe I should try this out. Yeah. So I was going on YouTube and I'm like, what could I make? So I started with hardcore because I was seeing hardcore around the time. Then I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I'm not like really the grindy kind of person. So I was on an SMP at the time, and I had a hardcore video idea, but all my friends were like, this would be really interesting on an SMP. So I did that video on an SMP. I'm like, I really like editing this. So I started posting more and more SMP content. But mainly it really just started from Twitch, and just my friends encouraged me to long form.
How was like your growth on Twitch? Like how well did TikTok work for you? Because I've heard like mixed opinions. For me, TikTok worked really, really well. Yeah. Like I posted a lot, and I drove a lot of people to YouTube. But like I've heard some people that say like, it doesn't do anything. Yeah,
for me, I did kind of just everything on TikTok. Like I would see a video and maybe I would put my own twist in it and do it. And then at the end of the video, I would put like my Twitch link, like my Twitch @ And I actually I would say I did pretty well on Twitch. I think in like a year, maybe year and a half, I gained like 16,000 followers on Twitch. And I averaged like 60 to 70 viewers at a time.
That's actually really impressive.
Yeah. So it actually went pretty well for me. I have heard like, some people don't get like as much growth from TikTok to Twitch, but I guess it just worked for me. And I mean, I would have kept going because Twitch was working out. It's just, I was streaming every single day, Bed Wars every single day, like the same thing. So it just got really boring. Yeah.
Do you ever like plan on going back to Twitch streaming?
Yeah, I wanna stream more. Like maybe probably on Lifesteal a little bit, stream there. But yeah, I don't think every day again. I think that was a lot. Maybe like once a week or something. I'll like hop on and do something. But I would definitely want to stream a little bit again.
Yeah, I agree. Like for me, I think streaming, when I was doing it like 2 or 3 times a week, it was really draining. Because basically I would be turning my streams into second channel videos, and I was like, okay, like I want to just have fun on a stream, but I know if I do that, the second channel video is not going to perform as well. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out something to do on stream that turns like into an interesting video, right? So when I started doing that, it kind of took the fun out of streaming. So I kind of like, I don't know, I probably will end up streaming again, but like, I kind of just lost the joy for it a little bit.
Yeah, just occasionally streaming if you find the need to, or just really, I don't know, want to that day.
Streaming chess or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if I pull up your channel right here, let's see. I feel like there was a paradigm shift. I think you can kind of see where I'm going with this. But back then, your upload schedule was 10 months ago, 9 months ago, 8 months ago, 7 months ago, 5 months ago, 4 months ago. Then it seems like you took a 2-month break, and then you just
Yeah.
had lethal consistency.
Yeah.
So like, what was that switch that happened there? Was it like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so in the beginning, like hardcore, I didn't really, I don't know, I was told by so many people, like 1 month upload schedule is good. Like that's perfect or whatever. So I was just posting once a month and taking my time on things. And the 2 month break was me having no video ideas. I had absolutely no idea what to do. Like I posted this like random like single player video at one point that wasn't even hardcore. I was like, this is not it. I'm not having fun doing this. I don't know what to do. And then the second season of the SMP I'm on started, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start like really posting more because, I don't know, I was talking to some people and they're like when you're starting out, you really need to be like consistent, and that's like a good way to grow. Like over time, you can start taking more time on your videos and spend more time like with the editing process to make it like a better quality video.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start posting consistently because I'm starting out and I want to grow a little bit. So I just recorded absolutely everything I could, and like whenever I recorded after, I would be like, okay, could I make that into a video? And if I could, I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I just made it into a quick 8-minute video, and I got really motivated by everybody. Like all my friends were like, oh my God, you're doing like this consistent thing. Like you're doing really well. Like I'm inspired. And them saying that to me, like inspired me to keep just posting consistently. And that like positive feedback was really motivating.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like once a week, that is nuts. Like the only time I can even compare that was like summer of 2021. And I just went on like a crazy, this was not sustainable at all, but like a 4-week period, I think I uploaded 8 videos. But the only reason I could do that was because I was literally locked down on like the other side of the world in a hotel room with nothing but my laptop and a microphone. And also like now, I feel like it's a lot harder to upload consistently in like the SMP space, because I was talking with Leo yesterday and we both kind of came to this consensus that like back then SMP content was a lot less it was untapped back then. So you could like upload a low quality video and it could do a lot better. But like now, it's kind of been like established that high quality videos will thrive a lot more. So I mean, the fact that you're keeping this like upload schedule is actually nuts. Like,
yeah,
that's actually crazy.
Remember, there was this like, I think between, like when I started uploading consistently, I edited and recorded a video in like 4 days.
Dang.
So like one of them was like in between like 4 days, because I was really excited about the idea. Like I really was just motivated to edit this video, and I was like happy with it in the end. Like I think I edited for 12 hours straight that day. And yeah,
I don't know how you did that, but yeah, I agree. I think like for me, when I've had a lot more fun recording stuff and I'm like, oh, I really want to see this turn into a video, I'll just pull all-nighters to like get it done, even though it's not healthy.
Definitely not, but
yeah, it's not.
I mean, if you're motivated, you're motivated. And like, 12 hours, like, I mean, I didn't get bored, so I was just, I don't know, woke up at 8 a.m., then edited till like 8 p.m. and took a break until I went to bed. But I really was enjoying making that video just because of the idea. Yeah.
What does like a day in the life of JumperWho look like?
Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess a summer day, like right now, wake up at 7 a.m. and get ready for the day, hop on my PC.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm in a different time zone. So usually all my friends are online, because it's like, 11 for them when I get on. I'm in like PST time zone. So like everybody will be on. So maybe I'll join a VC and hang out for an hour, like play games. If I have something to edit, then I would like around 11, I'll start editing for maybe like a couple hours, take a break, but it's mostly like content stuff and then just hanging out with friends, like whatever. I don't know. Soon I'll maybe have to like, I don't know, I have to start doing like school stuff like during the summer. So that's going to be interesting.
What about like in the middle of like the school year?
Middle of the school year. Well, to like be able to still post consistently during the school year and whatever, I'll like obviously like go to school, and during school I'll make sure to try and get all my homework done.
Okay.
Like I'll plan it out. Like I have like an hour-long lunch. I have like free periods. I'll do all my homework during like the school day. So when I get home, I can edit from like 4 p.m. till like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So that's like more of a grind. It's crunching everything in. But I don't know, to make it work, gotta like, I don't know, do all school related stuff during school.
Yeah, I agree. Like, so I just graduated high school, and like this past year, I think, I tried to like get as much homework as done as possible as well, like in school. But then there were some homework assignments that I was just like, all right, I'm not doing these. And like, I ended up, my mom got so mad at me because I basically had like so many missing physics homework assignments that like my grade dropped to like an F. And
oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I saved it, but there was like a point when she was this close to taking my computer, like until I got them all in. So I rush submitted them all in like 5 hours, but thank God for Quizlet. I'm just going to put that out right there.
Oh my God. The sciences are the worst ones. I remember like taking like bio and chemistry, and those were really rough. Like doing like those just random worksheets that like were the worst. I hated them. But like I'm not taking a science next year. I refuse. So I'm done with that. But the sciences were the worst.
Yeah. Do you have any like plans? Like obviously you have you're still in high school next year, right?
Yeah.
And then do you have any plans for like where you're going to go from there? Like are you going to go to college? Are you going to take a gap year, or is that like still too far in the future?
I think I'm going to go like immediately to college, and I do want to do something like content related.
Yeah.
I probably might want to go into like post-production and video editing for college.
That's interesting.
Like stay in the content area.
So like a film school, or just like
so a film school or a really good film program is probably where I'm going to go.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I have an interesting proposal.
All right.
So I basically did a community post last night asking for questions for you, Minute, and 4C. And like a lot of these are so bad. Okay. So I'm going to use questions from a community post I made like a month ago. But what I'm proposing is we do like a Q&A where you pick one and then I pick one.
Okay.
And then we have to answer them.
All right. That sounds fun.
So, all right. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to like scroll and then put my finger on one. Okay. And I'm going to do it.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. What do you think you would be doing if your channel wasn't as successful as it is / didn't create the Lifesteal SMP? Would you still create SMP videos and stuff like that?
Interesting. That's a deep question. I want to be 100% honest. If my YouTube didn't succeed, like I think my mom really believed in me, like especially once I passed like that original threshold, because it took me 4 months to like go from 0 to 1,000 subscribers. And then I think at the point where I got to around 20,000 subs and my first paycheck came in, my mom was like, okay, I can kind of see where you're going with this. But if I never really got to that point, my mom would have forced me to quit, I think. So, I mean, it's interesting too, because I think YouTube is what got me into college, like into the college that I wanted to go to, which sounds like really counterintuitive because you think YouTuber is like some like bum who didn't graduate high school, right? But like for me, I think I kind of packaged it in a way that was just really appealing to them. So I don't know. If I didn't have YouTube, I would probably be doing like some science fair projects or something that my mom like would force me to do. Yeah, and I'd just be like going to some college, I guess, and probably going for some job in like STEM, which is like weird.
Yeah.
But I can never imagine myself doing that just because like I would say I'm pretty good at STEM, but I just hate doing it.
Yeah, so really glad that YouTube worked out.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, you ready for yours?
I'm ready.
Okay, I want to do the scroll thing again.
Okay.
How do you come up with ideas for your videos, and what advice would you give people trying to become a YouTuber?
Well, for me, if you want to post consistently, like I just was able to do content with a group of friends. So like you start like your own little SMP or just something like that. Just figure out like what kind of Minecraft content you want to do, or if not, you don't want to do Minecraft content, just figure out that first. And like for me, consistently, I would just literally record like everything. So whenever I hopped on the server, I would hit the record button. Like at some points, my storage was almost running out. Like, yeah. So, and then after the recording, I'm like, I kind of go through them. Like I go through it, seeing what could be made into like an 8-minute video, what couldn't. So that's for like the consistency thing. For like maybe quality, I would spend like a day or so just coming up with a really good idea. Like just anything you can think of. If there's like a plot point in the SMP where it could expand on, I would try and go for something like that.
Yeah. Because I remember when we were going through applications, we watched specifically like your school SMP hacker video. Yeah. And we were like, dang, with the footage you had from that, this is actually a really good video. Like obviously some people had like a month to like 3 months worth of footage and they like made a video out of that and we're like, yeah, it's good. But like for what they're working with, is it really that good?
That was a day and a half of footage.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, maybe, let me see. So the first day I played for like 4 hours and then the second day was maybe like another 4 hours. So it was only like 8 hours of footage I worked with. Yeah. So yeah, but there were like, I'm really glad I did that video because it was really fun. And even though I had a limited amount of footage, it could still be made into an interesting story. So like no matter if you have like 20 hours of footage or 4 hours of footage, as long as it can be like a good like story, I think it could work. Yeah,
I think what like the consensus that we came to was like that you were really versatile and like lucrative with the footage that you had. And we were like, that's how you're so consistent. And we were like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. What was like your reaction when Vitality sent that?
Okay, so like I think for a good like 3 minutes he was messaging me about like random stuff like VidCon. Yeah. And I was talking to him the other day and he's like, the reason I did that is to keep you online. Yeah. So I was editing in a VC. I was definite in editing VC, editing like one of my recent videos. And out of nowhere he's like, are you free to VC right now? And I was like, okay. I was thinking maybe he wanted to talk about like VidCon or something because that's what we were previously talking about. And so I said, sure. And I get the Discord invite to the Lifesteal server and I get like 20 spam messages from Vitality and he's like, join now. I joined the server and there was like 20 like Lifesteal members in a VC or something, and like I was like shaking. I'm like, okay, this is real. So I joined the VC. Everybody was like screaming. I was like really happy. I was smiling. Like it was insane. Like I wasn't expecting it. Like I don't know. It was just out of nowhere, and it was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. What's funny too is before anybody joined, we were like, all right, when the new members join, just be dead silent for 30 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like, I think you joined and then everybody was dead silent for 15 seconds. And then Ash Swag just lets out like the most out of pocket cough like possible to break the silence.
No, I honestly thought it was like my internet. Like when we were in the VC, like we were just playing like Hypixel games or whatever. Yeah. My internet went out like 3 times.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I thought it was my internet. So whatever. And then I saw you do it to like 4C, and I'm like, okay, this is what they're doing. Yeah.
All right, you ready for the next question?
I'm ready.
I think it's your turn now.
Okay.
Okay. If it's a bad question, you can do it again.
Yeah. I mean, this could be interesting. Okay. When you first joined Lifesteal, did you ever imagine it being so popular?
Okay. So back then, I had this really weird mentality where I was like, okay, as long as a server has something interesting, I think people will watch it, right? But what I've kind of come to realize now after running it for 2 years is like, it depends a lot more on the people that are in it. Like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, if we just add a cool twist, like the SMP will blow up. But that's just not true at all. The reality is that an SMP will succeed if the people in it all bring each other up and then just have really good chemistry. So now that I'm thinking back on it, we got really, really lucky with the members we invited. Like we got people who were just originally like super consistent and they were just super kind. And like because of that luck of the draw kind of, I think that's a big reason why we did succeed. But back then I was like, I didn't even think about the member aspect at all. I just thought, okay, this is a cool concept. I think it could do well. I never thought it would get to this point.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it could be like a content option for 6 months to a year.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Because of the members, like everybody has come up with such like crazy ideas as well. Like without the members, those ideas wouldn't have come to life.
Yeah.
So really the concept is like cool. It's also simple as well.
Yeah.
And just because like some of the most popular videos didn't even have the plugin really involved.
Exactly.
So it's just based off like, you know, other people like members. So I definitely see that. That's an interesting way to think about it.
Another thing too, when I came up with the concept, I kind of thought of it in like a retention way. So like, I was like, okay, how do you introduce a concept without it straying off from the video too much? And I was like, what can you boil down super simply, right? So like all these other servers, you have like blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to call anybody out, but like blah, 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 you do this, this happens. You can also add this, but the core mechanic of Lifesteal is just, you can steal other players' hearts. And like, I don't know, how many words is that? You can steal other players' hearts. So like in 6 words, you can explain the whole concept. And like, for me, obviously I don't think that way like now, but for me back then, I was like the retention, like guru or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can I just make this as simple as possible so we're optimized from day one? And that's kind of the way I thought of it. So yeah. All right. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. Has content creation ever affected your mental health, like numbers and such?
I don't think numbers wise, like, I mean, some video, if it's like a 10 out of 10, well, there you go. It hasn't affected me too much. I've always been in the mindset of like, just make my next video better. Like, I just want to make something better about the video. If it doesn't show in the numbers, it doesn't show. As long as I know I did something like editing wise or storytelling wise that I think it like in the end is better than my last video. When it comes to like, I mean, I guess maybe other aspects of content creation besides like the numbers have like affected mental health. Like if I don't know, like I can't think of one, but I do remember there was like a time where it was like a little bit more like draining to like get on my PC and make content. I don't know, but numbers wise, no, I don't think so. I just want to make the next video better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. These are all like repeated questions.
Yeah.
How has the past week been? Are you happy?
Yeah. I would
like talk about VidCon a little bit. Like, how's VidCon like been? What have you been doing?
Yeah. So like, I haven't honestly been up to much. Like I thought that. So first, my plan was to do like 7 podcast episodes over the whole thing, and like I was gonna space them out, but then I procrastinated the first 2 days. So I had 3 yesterday, and I'm doing 4 today.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So. Like I thought yesterday I would be really exhausted after doing 3, but I honestly just felt like fine. So I think like besides that, we've been just hanging out. Like it's been a lot of fun just being able to meet everybody in person. I think yesterday, like this is really off tangent, but something hit me, like some wave of emotion or something. But we basically went to downtown Disney, and last year. So my grandparents live pretty close to where we are right now, like an hour away, and Rochambeau also lives pretty close to where we are. So I met up with Rochambeau last year, and we basically stopped in this like parking lot kind of, and there was this like Jamba Juice. And do you have Jamba Juices where you live? Yeah. So there's basically this Jamba Juice drink called Vanilla Blue Sky, and it's like, I don't even know, it's like coconut milk, bananas, and like blue spirulina. I don't even know what that is, but I remember having that last year, and I was like, holy cow, this is so good. So we went to downtown Disney, and for the first time in a year, Ro and I had a Vanilla Blue Sky again. And I remember just drinking it, and I was like, I actually feel like happy. Like it was like, it sounds so weird and like so out of pocket, but like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like a wave of happiness that it's not like you like, we're just hanging out and you're happy. It was like a deeper happiness.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain it, but like that's actually how I felt, which is super
that
weird.
is actually really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was like the Vanilla Blue Sky, but as a creator, who were your early inspirations?
Well, I started out watching like bigger content creators like the Dream SMP, obviously. Like honestly, I was watching their streams that really mainly inspired me to start streaming. But when it came to like SMP, like what I'm actually doing right now, it was actually Lifesteal. Like I remember clicking on a Lifesteal video and I was like, this is so cool. And that like really inspired me to do SMP.
Do you remember which video that was?
Oh God, I think it was a Clown Pierce video.
Clown Pierce, yeah.
Yeah, Clown Pierce video. I was friends with Vitality. Like I think how I met him is he was one of my Twitch viewers.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he was one of my Twitch viewers, so I kind of knew him, and when he started posting Lifesteal videos as well, I was watching those, and I thought the whole like group was really cool. So, but I think I do remember like Clown Pierce as being one of like the Lifesteal people I watched that really inspired me to keep or like to go with SMP content as my main thing.
Yeah, Vitality, I swear he has like the weirdest connections. Like, basically there's this girl that lives in my town that does Twitch streaming, and she used to be really good friends with Woogie. And Vitality, I just remember one day he's like, "Oh, do you know her?" And I'm like, "What? Like, how do you know her?" And he's like, "Oh, I just met her on a Twitch stream." And I'm like, "Huh?"
Yeah,
like,
I think he just scrolled on Twitch one day and just followed a ton of people. But yeah, I remember he messaged me about being like my editor for Twitch streams. Like I was thinking about wanting to make my Twitch streams into videos. I never did, but I posted an announcement in my Discord server one day, and he messaged me, and he was like, this was our very first Discord message. He said, I would be interested in being your editor. Like, you can get back to me. So I was like, okay, I'll get back to you if I decide on anything. And I never did.
Dang.
And literally the other day, he replied to that very first message and said, so what's the update on this? So like that's how I kind of like first met him and first started messaging him.
What was like the timeline on that? Like when did he send you that message?
It was 9 days before he joined Lifesteal, I think. That's what he told me.
So that was like way back 2021.
Yeah, it was 2021. I think I started streaming around April 2021. So I'm guessing like two months into streaming. I remember, I think it was 2 years, like officially 2 years since that message, like around this week.
Dang, so your growth on Twitch must have been like really fast.
It was fast, yeah. So I remember starting on like April like 5th, 2021, around there. And then a week later I hit affiliate. Damn. And then it just went up from there. I remember January, like the next year, I was at 11,000 followers. So it was pretty fast. Yeah.
All right. Is it your turn now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully you find like a good question.
You can also just pick one around it.
Yeah. Have you ever skipped school for YouTube related stuff, and how many times?
Okay. So I've done it once. Actually maybe more than that. So I remember there was a Mr. Beast event like a while back. I think it was in like mid 2022. And I remember it started at like 3:30, I think, and my school got out at 3:05. So back then I was like I was walking to and from school, and it was like a 2-mile walk. So usually in the morning, like I would usually get driven in the morning, and then on the way back I would walk, right? So 3:05 I got out, I just bolted home. Like I think I ran like 2 miles in like PR time, like 15 minutes or something. And I got home, and I was getting spammed by Clown and Parker at that time. They were like, yo, you need to get on. But the funny part was Terrain was like out at the moment, and like we were calling Terrain as well, and he was just like, yo, I'm out walking my dog. And we're like, bro, what are you doing? And then another thing, the first time that I actually skipped school, actually 3 times I've skipped school now that I'm thinking about it. 2 of them, I had some like bank issues, like I needed to do a payment, and for some reason, like I just had set up my bank account, and I'm still a minor, so like they would not let the like payment go through, right? So I basically got dismissed from school, and my dad also showed up to the bank, and we were like, okay, we need to like get this payment through like now. Like this was due 2 days ago. We need to get this through. And they were like, nah, sorry, we can't do that. So that was a complete waste of time. And then the final time that I skipped school, my mom barely let me skip, but it was for a Tommy video. And for some British reason, he set it at 5 p.m. British time, which was 12 p.m. my time. And it was also 12 p.m. Wembu's time. And we were both in it. And we were like, dude, are you going to skip school for this? And he was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So I was like begging my mom. And keep in mind, this was around the same time when I had like 13 missing physics assignments.
God, yeah.
So my mom was like, you need to get these done. So that's the reason why I kind of like banged them out. And then I remember I was so happy because I got to skip Spanish, calculus, and my literature class.
Okay,
and I
so
got
like
to
the bad classes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I got to stay for like gym and some other class, like statistics or something. So
Okay.
yeah, those are the times. How do you manage time?
Like for content creation?
Like to balance your entire life.
I mean, easier in the summer, obviously. I don't know. I would say I'm pretty good at time management. I mean, I wake up at the same time every day. I'll make sure I'm like being productive with content creation every day, taking breaks. With school, like obviously, like I said, I'll manage my time with doing my homework at school and everything. But yeah, I usually, like when it comes to editing, I'm more like organized with my time. Like I'll like write out when I want to post my video. And then I'll write out like the days before that. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I'll write like how much of my video I want done. So if I want like 2 minutes fully edited, I'll make sure I do that. So I kind of write out these like small goals for myself every day and then make sure to hit them. And if I don't, then I would like just do the goal the next day as well as like that goal for the initial, initial goal.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I'm completely dependent on creative bursts. Like I can't just... I would be so bad if I have a schedule because it sounds like you're a morning person, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the complete opposite. Like I will go to bed in the summer. I started going to bed at like 3:30 in the morning and waking up at noon. And then I would like be out all day until 7 p.m. And then the creative burst would hit me at like 8. And that's when I would get everything done. So if I don't have a creative burst, I just can't edit. So that's kind of how it works for me.
Did anyone besides your close friends know about your YouTube channel?
Oh, I basically, since I was on my school's server and I made a video on that, my whole school found out. And like literally everybody from like freshmen to kids like 2 years older than me, they somehow found it out. And like there have been like doxing attempts and whatever.
Oh my God.
Besides that, I think, I mean, my close friends were like the first people to find out, but then after that, like everybody found out. And I think earlier on too, like a lot of people just switch up because a lot of people are like, oh, your channel's so stupid. Like you're never going to go anywhere. And then a year later they were like, bro, like congrats, dude. Like
yeah, because your videos like blow up or something. Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. It's, I've learned a lot from that, I think. Okay. What is your parents' reaction towards your YouTube channel?
Well, I mean, I think like I originally, when I first started on the first day of making content, I already told them. So they were like a little like skeptical. They're like, what is this? Like, you're just like streaming to random people? Like, you're just playing games? Like, are people gonna watch that? Yeah. And so they were a little bit like, okay, I don't know how this is going to work out. When I started seeing numbers, they're like, oh, okay. So like you actually can like do a lot with this. Like people actually want to watch you. When it comes to like YouTube, when I got my first like a little bit of money, they're like, they were a lot more like, like, okay, so you can do this like long, like, full time if it actually does really well. So I think they were pretty supportive the whole way. And like the beginning, it was definitely the hardest part because they were like a little bit like, I don't know, not as understanding of what it was.
I get that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they just think that way. Like same with my parents. They just thought that way until I proved it to them. And then they actually believed in me for the first time.
Okay. How long until you think you will quit YouTube?
Okay, so I think that I want to stay in the creative industry for a long, long time. Like not necessarily making YouTube videos, but either behind the scenes or like running channels or helping other people grow. In terms of actually making YouTube videos, so let's start off with like SMP stuff. I'll back out of that as soon as it doesn't become fun for me. Like, if there's ever a point where I'm just dreading logging on the server and I'm like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Like, I genuinely am just not having fun. I'm like, I'll be like, okay, I'm just going to pivot to something else and see what works until it does. And I think there will also be a point when I'm like, okay, I can't keep making Minecraft videos anymore. Like, it's just not fun for me as well. And at that point, I'd probably either go to IRL stuff or I'd make that pivot into some other like part of the creative industry. Like, I think at some point I want to direct a movie. I think
that'd be really cool.
Yeah. But like when I say direct a movie, I also mean like make the whole thing from scratch. Like come up with the idea, write out the entire script, and then direct. I don't know if I'd edit it, but yeah. So that would be like a pretty cool project that would probably be like 15 or 20 years in the future.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's my plan.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. What inspired you to start making videos?
I mean, I'll start with like just like my very first video, or maybe what I'm doing now, or anything really.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, definitely like other people's videos. Like I watched YouTube a lot.
Yeah.
Like I was always watching YouTube videos, and like mainly SMP videos as well. And I just really liked I really liked watching those in general, and also just like the fun things like people would do together. I really liked seeing the connections people made and just storytelling with another person. So I was really inspired to kind of make my own connections and kind of do like a similar thing, make content with the people that I like spending time with. So it's mainly just watching people like honestly on YouTube. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, mine came from
Oh really? Yeah, I used to watch them a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your most embarrassing story you're willing to share?
What? What kind of...
Like what's a story you're willing to share? Like something like interesting or embarrassing in a way. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. So, okay, I have a good one. So I was sitting in my AP stats class, and I was prepared for this, and I knew it was going to happen because right before I was sitting in physics, and this guy comes up to me and he's like, dude, I told our stats teacher about your channel. And I'm like, are you serious right now? And I was like, okay. I was dreading it because I walked in and I like had my head down, like I wasn't ready to get exposed. And he starts off the class, and then 2 minutes in, he's like, he says my name, and I like turn up and I'm like, oh no, this is it. And he's like, so do you actually have a YouTube channel? And I'm like, oh no, like not in front of everybody. And yeah, so he basically just like paused the class for 15 minutes just to like have a one-on-one conversation with me in front of the whole class, basically.
No way.
Yeah, he was like, because like he's a stats teacher, and he was like, so, yeah, so like how much data do you actually use on YouTube? And I was like, oh, like stuff. And like he's like, he started asking all these like out-of-pocket questions that I was basically forced to answer. And then at some point he's like, okay, I can tell you're not interested. And then he just continued the class,
my God.
which is funny. But then I was sitting in like an extracurricular or like a club after school, I think like 2 days later, and he was teaching the class before, and as he was walking out, he was like, I watched your Why Remove the World video. And I'm like, dude, there's no way.
Oh my God.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. But he's pretty chill. Like, I think he was one of my favorite teachers. Wait. Is it? No, it's my turn to ask you. My turn to ask you. All right. What's your favorite video that you've ever made?
Probably my newest one, the glitched boat one.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Okay.
I saw the thumbnail.
Yeah, I will say there was this one part where I had no idea about the glitch. It's basically where you log in and out of a boat on a server, like on your screen, you like glitch out of the boat, so the boat's no longer there for you, but for everybody else it shows you still in the boat. So you can like kind of walk around and whatever. it's really weird. So,
Yeah.
and it only works on specific servers too. Like I tested it out on different servers. It only worked out of like 2 of 10 that I tested it on. So it's really weird. So I did that, and there was this one part of my video that just made it for me. Like it made it one of my favorite things. So I logged in and out of a boat on a slime block. I logged back in, and I was like 200 blocks in the air.
What?
Like it launched me up in the air. And so that was like a really cool moment, and it just made the video for me. There was like some other little things that just made it even more interesting. But that, like editing that, I wanted it to be like as perfect as it can be. So I spent like an extra week editing that. So that was really fun. The idea, the editing, just everything about it was just really fun for me.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I'm gonna have to watch that video.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite project you've ever done?
I would say inside of YouTube, it's that why remove the world video. Like that video, a lot of people don't know this, but most of that like actual removing part was in the last 48 hours. So I remember just logging on at like 8 a.m. and then playing till midnight, like just to get all of that done.
How did you expect the video to do? Like, did you think it was gonna do as well as it did? Yeah. So,
I had the thumbnail mapped out in my head before I even started making the video, and I was like, "Holy cow, this thumbnail is so good!" Because I just pictured myself like standing above a huge crater.
Yeah.
And then, like the actual video itself, I remember when we actually found the head, I was like, "That is the best possible way that this video could end." And I remember I was FaceTiming my friend Paul like right after it happened, and I was like, "Bro, I have a banger on my hands. Now it just depends on how I edit it."
Yeah.
And I spent like 3 weeks editing it, and I was like, all right, if this flops, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it basically came down to that. What are your plans? What are your interests outside of content?
I mean, I don't really outside of content, all I really do is just hang out with a lot of like online friends. The majority of my friends are all online. I have like maybe 1 or 2 outside. So majority of that is just like hanging out with them, playing games. I really enjoy doing that. Like I used to do a lot of like sports and whatever, before content creation. So I used to do like gymnastics and cheerleading, and like, because of COVID, I kind of like fell out of interest with that. But yeah, so I guess those are some like outside interest thing. But right now, it's mainly just online.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think for me, like I used to do tennis a lot. Obviously, Vitality was a lot better than me. But I did tennis in my sophomore year, I think. And I just remember trying to do tennis alongside YouTube was so hard, because not only were you spending 2 hours at practice every day, but it was also like draining. So you would get home and you'd be like exhausted, and that's kind of why I just quit it. Yeah.
This is kind of interesting because I remember you talking a little bit about this, but what was like the experience of composing your own music?
So it was painful.
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun. I really underestimated how much time it would take. I think I had like 5 songs. 3 were nowhere near complete. 2 I actually completed. But just to get those 5 songs done, I think it took me like 20 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So basically what it was like me watching a scene that I edited in the video. And I was like, all right, what kind of emotion does this give me right now? And then I would just play it out on the keyboard. And getting that actual like melody part wasn't that hard, but the actual pain was finding other instruments to match that and then timing it perfectly. Because like if it comes in a tiny bit too early or a tiny bit too late, you can like kind of hear it, and I'm like, oh, I don't want that. So I think I basically have this one song, and that's like the song at the end of the video.
Yeah.
And for that actual song, it took me only like 1 hour to get the actual melody done. But then to get the rest of it done, it took me like 6 or 7, I think.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I think when I have more experience, like I think I'm going to take music composition classes in college. And when I have more experience, I think it's definitely something that I'll get back into.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see more like of your own music in your videos.
Yeah. Okay. So Oh my gosh. What was your lowest grade ever in school?
Oh, okay. Probably chemistry.
Okay.
That was, oh my God, I think that was last year I took chemistry. And at like, there was one point where just like everything that we were doing, it was just piling up, and I would just, I don't know, I would have to like not really, I don't know, put my best effort into the assignments. And I think I got down to like a C-, which is not that bad, but like I would prefer like closer to a B or A. So I had to study a lot for that final, because if I didn't do well in the final, I would drop low C. So I think that was the lowest I've ever gotten.
Yeah, I think, I mean, AP Spanish messed me up. Like, because you're basically immersed in this environment where, like, the class is only taught in Spanish. So I did not do too hot in that class.
Yeah, I remember Spanish as well. I got really lucky with Spanish because I took it my first 2 years of high school, and I got into like a Spanish class that the teacher was kind of like just repeating the stuff in Spanish 1, even though I was in Spanish 2. Yeah. So I got really lucky with it just being really easy. So that was nice. Okay. I'm gonna kind of put my own like twist on this one, but it kind of gave me an idea. It was it's basically like when you first started content, like how confident were you with like in speaking in videos? Like was it a little bit like hard to start, or like something like that?
Okay, so I think that I was able to speak in videos, but I just had no idea what I was doing. Like I just sounded like a robot in videos, and I think I'm not even sure what pushed me over, but like I think it was TikTok actually, because there was this point where I was uploading twice a day on TikTok, and it was just by trying and trying over again. Like I remember I got so many comments that were like, you actually sound like a droid in this video. So I was like, okay, I need to add some sort of intonation to this. And I would like watch other videos of how people like voiced over, and then I would incorporate that into my own. And I think once I actually got the ability to like tell a story in different, I call it intonations. I don't know if that's the right word, but like you're just expressing yourself in like different pitches, and you like shift your voice based on what you're talking about. That's when it really felt like liberating, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if that makes sense, but like, basically I was never really like, I'm super nervous in front of cameras, but like in front of microphones, I've always been fine. So.
Yeah, I know my first like couple TikToks, like there was no energy. It was just like I was so quiet, but I don't know, just getting more comfortable is just like, it's just a part of it when you first start. You just have to like, I don't know, get more comfortable speaking into microphone, like posting it, whatever. Yeah.
All right. I have a question for you that I ask to every single person who comes on.
All right.
So this could be in YouTube or outside of content in general. What are your goals that you want to achieve in the next year and then in the next 5 years? Okay.
And the next year, so like by the end of this year? Or?
No, so like 1 year from now.
Okay, 1 year from now. Well, I definitely want to keep a consistent upload schedule. Hopefully I can still do that. And like number wise, it would be really cool to like the first step hitting 30,000, which would
Hypixel YouTube rank.
Yeah, Hypixel YouTube rank. I mean, YouTube rank on other things, like that would be really cool. That's like a first initial goal. I think I would be able to do that like in a year, definitely. So that would be interesting. Maybe like if I really grind it out, 100K, we'll see. In the next 5 years, I don't know. I really want to do some big like projects, maybe like a series on YouTube, or just something that like a bigger project that I'm really passionate about would be cool. Like some really long videos, like 30-minute like videos that I spend a lot of time on. Sometime in the next 5 years, I want to do that.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready to wrap things up?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. JumperWho, everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Test Run. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure to follow, leave a 5-star review, and answer the little Q&A section at the bottom. If you're listening on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, comment. Do you have anything else that you want to plug?
I mean, I don't know. I'd keep looking out for videos, I guess.
Yeah, check out JumperWho's channel, just JumperWho on YouTube. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Goodbye.